Mm.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. This is so soothing, so calming.
Oh
And
my
I was
God.
breathing with you,
You were
which,
breathing with me.
yeah, that's wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you. It just, it puts the mind at ease, and it gives you all that you need. So thank you.
It does.
Yeah. Yeah. Are you still in St. Martin,
I
Stephanie?
am. I am still in the Caribbean.
Oh my gosh, the Caribbean. How have you been? How have you been in the Caribbean?
I've been good in the Caribbean. Everybody's good in the Caribbean.
Yes.
No, it's a nice place. Well, I think a lot happened, and in a way,
Mhm.
since our last chat, which was about a year ago, I think.
Right, right.
But then I don't remember what exactly, so I don't know what to talk about.
Okay, well, a lot has definitely transpired. And even just for this new year, since this year has started, we're already, towards the tail end of February. But what do you feel has been, you know, healing or revealing, or appealing to you lately?
Gosh. Well, a lot of things actually. I think I cannot remember how I was a month ago or 2 months ago because it's so different. I feel the energy is different. The way of reacting to things is also different. I mean, well, for me, but I know I'm not the only one. It's just that just have this feeling that we are witnessing things from above,
Mhm.
and not being caught up as we were before in all the dramas and all the stories that
Mhm.
we feed ourselves with usually. It's just um,
Right,
how to say
right.
that? Just feeling different. Just feeling a little bit more. I don't know, because I have this gesture just from above, but it's not above us saying that, well, I'm best now, I'm just climbing the mountain and seeing.
Mhm.
But it's just that things are just different. It's just like watching a movie
Hmm.
more.
So you're
And
watching your movie.
I am watching my movie. Yeah.
Wow,
And that's
wow.
fun.
What is it like to watch the scenes unfold or to watch, the scenarios play out in your movie?
Well, there's a part of me saying, well done, because it's much smoother than it was before.
Hmm.
The outcome is just, you know, it's just fine. There is no deception, no. It's everything's okay.
Hmm. Hmm.
Mm, yeah, and so
Okay.
it's.
So have you always had such a detached look at yourself to be able to be the observer and the witness of all that was going on?
No, no, frankly, no. But I'm getting better at it every day, and now I can see some results. Yeah.
When did that change for you? When was there a point where you went from just being inside here to being above or seeing from a bird's eye view almost?
Mm, I don't know if there's a real turning point, but it was lots of things. Well, Vipassana meditation just helped me a lot with that. And I was so excited when I saw you were doing that, because that was really a big game changer for me. Just, you know, everything passes. Anicca. And
Anisha, Anisha, I even as you said that, Stephanie, I could hear Goenka's voice in my
yeah,
ear, like
Anicca, Anicca.
I can hear him chanting in my ear already. Oh my
So,
God. So how long did you go through Vipassana?
well, I started. I did my first one about, I don't know. It was. Mm, well, my God, 17 years ago, I was pregnant with my daughter, and yeah, she's going to be 17. Yeah. So, yeah, and well, I did only, well, only four in my whole life in those 17 years, but it really changed everything. It really changed my way of looking at things, and well, yeah, just observe the sensations, observe everything, and just realize that these sensations are just manifestation of a kind of energy that is going through you, but it's it's not happening to you.
Right, right. And it's interesting because when you said that you did only four, that's funny because like there are so many people that have never done one,
I know.
So to say in their whole lifetime, to say that you've only done four, still that's like, whoa, that's a lot,
Yeah,
that's a
I
lot of
know, but it
vipassana.
was in this 17 years span. It's not that much, but yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So if you can recall your first one, you said that was the one during your pregnancy that you
Yeah,
did?
actually, I did both while pregnant. I did one when I was about 3 months pregnant, and the other one I was about 8 months. It was, and yeah, that was so.
In the same year.
In
You
the
did?
same year, yeah. Well, when I discover something, when I like something, I just go for it as much as
Right,
I can. So yeah, so that's.
right.
But yeah, but I remember the first one really. Yeah, it's just. Yeah, I just realized that I'm not I'm I'm not what I think I am, and I'm not the story that I think I that I think I am. Yeah, we
Hmm.
we think we're all stories, with our past and our present and all the things that people do to you and all those bad situations and no.
Wow, wow. So, being such an adventurer, just going for it. Like you said, you just go for it. Like what inspired you before that first Vipassana to even go into something like that? Did you, if you even knew what you were getting into?
I don't even, well, I knew a little bit because I had some friends who did it and who talked about it, and yeah, but I didn't know really what to yeah, especially I didn't know that I will have to sit for 10 or 11 hours in the day, wake up at 4 in the morning and all that thing. And also, yeah, when we talk about meditation, we always think of something very smooth, very quiet, very peaceful. And I think I didn't expect all those emotions coming out and all this boiling stuff inside of you and yeah, and all those ups and downs during the whole 10 days. It's just wow.
Hmm.
But yeah, how was yours?
I mean, mine was a roller coaster of like it was, of course, like you said, the sensations, the up and down, the emotions, and also just the inner world where I started to disentangle those thoughts and I started to find out how to drop those things that were not me and no longer served me. Part of our identity. It was like a mental surgery, you know?
Yeah,
It was like
exactly.
you were on the operating table. It's just you and you know,
Exactly. Yeah.
me,
No
myself, and
one else.
I, right? And there's no one to save you, right? You know,
No, no.
and it's like the door is right there. You hold the key, but you can't leave early on the operating table if you have open wounds. You've been opened, you're still healing. There's things that you've been concealing, maybe even from yourself, unconsciously, subconsciously. So when
Yeah,
these things kind of are allowed to rise to the surface, because like you said, you might not have had all those expectations of the up and down and
yeah,
the in and out, the back and forth. But even going through that roller coaster, you somehow were inclined to do it again and
hmm
again and again.
yeah.
You know?
Right, I
So
know.
what what
This
what
is
led you?
masochistic.
Is that what you think? So what led you to say, you know what, I want to repeat this. I want to continue this and do this again. What led you to that?
Well, just to go deeper, and I think once you have this knowledge, it's not really a knowledge, but that you know that you can, it can be different, that you can detach from all those stories. You still go get caught up in those stories sometimes, and but it doesn't take as long as before just to remember that it's just a story. And I think each time I do another one, the time span is getting shorter from the story, and the observer and say, oh, okay, it's just a story. You see, it's just yeah, it's just to get it shorter and shorter each time, and maybe one day I will just realize that the whole thing is just a story, and just remember that at every point.
Okay. So that's like the ultimate realization, like the remembrance.
Yeah, yeah, it is. It is. But well, but you see, I'm still repeating myself. I did it only 4 times, and if I was really, I don't know, if I really wanted to do it more and more, maybe I would do it twice a year. I have been doing it for 20 years, twice a year, or twice a year, or I don't know. But so it's a tool that is just very useful at some point in our lives. But I will not stay inside of that, just do it. I'm not meditating 1 hour in the evening and 1 hour in the morning I'm not doing that. I'm not doing Vipassana on a daily basis, but still it's here.
Mm-hmm.
And
mm-hmm.
if I feel the urge to go back, I will go.
Right. And with that tool, with having that tool and just even having that knowing or that remembrance of the story, where do you feel like it gave you a sense of comfort to kind of shorten the gap and remember that, at different times?
Yes, exactly. That's what it is. It shortened the gap. And so even when you're caught up in something very emotional, or there's a part of you knowing that you're not going to stay like that, and so it's easier. I think it makes life much easier in many ways.
In what way?
Well, because you know that you don't have to believe everything that is around you, and all your emotions and all your thoughts. You don't have to believe that. You don't have to believe into this, to believe the story that you made up for yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a story. Sometimes it's
And
fun.
Sometimes it's what?
Fun. It's a fun story.
Okay. Okay. So it's almost like fun to play sometimes in the story, but you don't have to believe, you don't have to attach yourself or cling to it.
Just observe. Even
Okay.
if you're doing shitty things, I know, you can just observe that and say, oh, what am I doing? That may not be the right path, but still, it's an experience. So let's do it.
Okay. So just appreciating or seeing the experience for what it is. It's an experience.
Yeah.
Okay. And when you're talking about this, when you have that perception or that perspective, when you were given that perspective and you went back into the collective, back into society, back around your friends, your family, your loved ones, how did you associate with them differently? How did they associate with you differently?
Well, first of all, it's always a little bit difficult, just getting out from this cocoon and going back to real life. Um, I don't know. I think I'm always more open to anything, and so open to people, open to what they are, without judging, without thinking that it will jeopardize myself in some way. Um, just yeah. So by welcoming people as they are, well, they will feel that I'm much more comfortable, also much more relaxed with them. So relationships are easier anyway.
Okay. So all your relationships became more relaxed?
Maybe not all. It took some time for certain, for some, but yeah, it's on the right path.
I love it, I love that, you embrace, like, it's like progress over perfection. You're like, it's on the right path. It's in the right direction,
Yeah,
We're not seeking perfection, but at least we're heading in that direction.
exactly, exactly. And I don't know what perfection is actually.
Right. Who knows what it is? Who knows what it is? We all have different perceptions of our idea of perfection. Everyone has a different what they perceive it to be in their mind and believe it to be all the time. And when you talked about going back to real life, I liked how you put up the quotations. You were like, real
Yeah.
life, you know? But I went back to real life. What do you feel for you is really living? Like, how do you feel in life that's really giving to you in that way that you would say this is real life?
Well, actually, I think that everything is real life, because the thing is that every emotion, every energy that is going through you is just real life. Even if it's something that you don't like, even if it's something that is disturbing, that is hurting you or painful or anything, it's just life. We're here to experience that also, and so yeah, everything is life. Even the most dark thing that you can encounter, it's part of life.
Mm.
The thing that changes is just your perception of it, and as you change your perception of it, it doesn't it becomes lighter, it becomes better. It's always the same thing. If you put some energy on something, it will grow. So if you put your energy on bad things, it will be there. But if you just accept them for what it is, it's just a play. Then that's okay, and then you can move on to something else, because once you accept that, you don't need to encounter it anymore. It's over. You dealt with it already. So let's bring something else, something new.
Wow, beautifully put, Stephanie. You're like, it's okay. It's just a play. It's just a play. It's just okay. And with that perspective, when you're talking about encountering darkness and being able to see it from that different angle, from that different point of view, you know, was there
Mm.
ever a time that you encountered something dark and later on you were thankful that your mindset was ready, you know?
Uh, yeah. So, well, I don't have any example now, but yeah, it's something that happens quite often. And about a week ago, I had this kind of vision of, with everything going on in the world right now, and I was I had this vision of this. Oh, so it, very simply put, this darkness and this light all together. It was like two snakes, and they were holding each other, and they were growing together, as if you cannot have light if you don't have darkness, and and it's they are working together. everything is working together. Even the bad guys and the good guys are working together. The good guys wouldn't be good guys if there were no bad guys.
Mm.
And so, yeah, everything's fine, and we're doing that together.
Mm-hmm.
Because once again, it's just the part of a play. It's just some characters that are doing what they need to do to experience what everybody needs to experience, and we're all growing together. And I thank every dark energy that's here, because it's, well, dark, and I don't know, I don't like this but well, this annoying things, I would say. Not dark, but annoying. It's annoying, but it's what help us grow.
Mm. Oh my
If
goodness. Oh,
everything was perfect, we wouldn't do anything.
right. Right. Where would the growth be? You know,
Exactly.
where would the growth be if the seed was not planted deep down in darkness? You know, how would it be able to sprout out to see the light?
Right.
You know,
Right.
there's so much the dichotomy of light and darkness. You know, I love how you told us that vision of the snakes intertwined with each
Mm-hmm.
other, the
Yeah.
opposing forces working together, growing together. You know, you get me excited when I listen to you, Stephanie, because there was a movie that I saw and it was called The Dark Knight. You ever seen The Dark Knight?
Dark Knight? No, I don't think so. It's
So
maybe
the
not the kind of movie I like.
maybe not, maybe not, you know, but it was a Christopher Nolan film. It was with Christian Bale and Heath Ledger, and Heath Ledger played the Joker, and Christian Bale played Batman.
Oh
Okay,
yeah, oh yeah, this one. No, I haven't seen it. I haven't watched it, but yeah, maybe I will one day.
right. And so Batman, you know, in Gotham City, Batman represents order, and the
Mm,
Joker represents chaos. You know,
yeah.
utter chaos, like disorder. You know, tearing things up. You know, just complete lunacy, madness. And the Batman is trying to bring everything together and make sure that you
Mhm.
know people are saved and stuff. And there was one scene. It was a brilliant scene with the Batman and the Joker in the same room together, and the Batman was like asking the Joker, like, "What do you want? Like, what are you trying to do? Are you trying to kill me or something?" And the Joker started laughing. You know, he was like, "Kill you?" He was like, "I don't want to kill you." He said,
No,
"What would I do without you? You
right?
complete me."
Exactly. That's it. Wonderful. That's
It was beautiful because you could see the opposing forces, you know,
yeah.
but it was like they needed each other somehow, you know,
They
somehow.
do. They do.
Yeah.
So yeah, and we're just in the middle of it, and I think it's quite it's getting more and more intense because we have to live that at the core, really. And I think once we're okay with that, we're okay with this annoying part of things, then maybe the whole world will shift.
Mm.
But we first have to just accept what it is right now.
Mhm. Mhm. Why do you feel like it's hard for some people to just accept what is? You know, what do you feel is the most challenging thing for people to do?
It's, you know, I think nobody likes pain.
Mm.
Nobody likes suffering. And so we're all moving towards this beautiful picture of light, of unicorns, of rainbows, and things like that, and say, yeah, because that's what we all crave for in a way, because we don't like to suffer.
Mm.
But still, I'm not saying that we're here to suffer, but still, it's part of our journey. And so I think, and that's what I'm doing, you know, with my practice with people. It's just hold their hands and just go and see what they don't want to see, and just just accept that it's also part of their life. It's a part of themselves. And I think that's one of the main problems we all have right now. It's just we're fearing our own darkness and fearing the pain and fearing things like that. And which is totally fine. I mean, it's understandable. But still, if you don't look at your shit, it won't go it won't go anywhere. It will stay there.
Right.
You know, it's
Right.
like when I say what we say in French, that we're swiping the house and putting things under the carpet, just not
Mm.
to see it. We put it under the carpet, but it's still in your house.
Mm-hmm.
So you have to open everything and see.
Right. Right.
Um,
Say
yeah.
that in French.
Sorry.
How do you say that in French? You said
Balayer les choses sous le tapis.
wiping things under the carpet.
So yeah, swiping under the carpet.
Okay. Okay. Sweeping it up. Right. You know, when you talked about how nobody likes pain and nobody likes suffering, it's interesting because earlier you almost like labeled yourself as a masochist. You know, you know, you like you somehow
Yeah.
you kind of put yourself through suffering and put yourself through pain. So where other people are trying to avoid it or trying to evade it, you embraced it.
Yeah. 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 Well, I was told it was because of my birth chart, astrological birth chart. It's Pluto, which is very powerful in my chart, and Pluto is just this kind of, go deep and go into darkness and things, and that's fine. So
Mhm.
it's not my fault.
Wow. You know, when it comes to diving deep in the darkness, Stephanie, when I listen to you speak, you give me a picture of an ocean, you know, and like this vast ocean, but the deeper you go, you discover things even in the deep, deep dark, that blackness where you can't see anything. There are like treasures, you know,
Mm,
way
that's
down. If you can imagine like a treasure chest all the way down, you know,
that's right.
below the surface.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so well, it's not easy to dive deep. It's not, it's scary, and you have to have a good oxygen supply to
Right.
go. And but still, it's so rewarding. And yeah, you really find a treasure. You
Right.
find you find peace. That's what it is.
Right. You know, having the tools to be able to dive deep. I mean, some people need what? You know, they need an oxygen tank, they need flippers, they need diving gear, they got to go down. And then if you want to go even further, you might even need a submarine, you
Yeah.
know, to dive further.
Yeah, and sometimes people can do that all by themselves also. It depends on people and on the situation.
Right.
Yeah. So
So when it comes to diving deep, not externally, but internally, I like what you put on your page, Stephanie. It's in your bio. It says, uh, getting to know yourself.
hmm yeah.
And would you say at this juncture of your journey, at this stage of your life, how are you still getting to know yourself today?
Gosh, every minute I get to know myself. um, I don't know. It's how should I put it? Well, it's a matter of observing. We're still going back to Vipassana. It's just this. Just
Mhm.
observe what's happening, observe how you're reacting, observe how all the sensations, the emotions coming, and ask why are they here, because sometimes there are so many beliefs that we have in life, and just and we are reacting according to these beliefs. And so by observing yourself, observing how you react, maybe you can find out what belief is at the core of that, and then just change it if you want to.
Mm-hmm.
No, so yeah, that's one of I love doing that right now. It's just observing and asking myself why am I reacting to that? What's the belief behind that? Um, what example could I say? Well, you know, those beliefs are sometimes they're things that you believe since you're a kid, and you don't you never ever question it, and and you have things happening to you, and which are always well, first of all, that are happening to you because of course you think that everything comes from the outside, which is not true, but you have all those things happening, and which may have the same kind of flavor sometimes, you know. You're having I don't know, you're an argument with someone you love, and but this reminds you of an argument that you had with someone else you loved 10 years ago, and you know, and maybe an argument that you had with your mother or with your father when you were young, and you know, and you always have the same situation coming back at you, and instead of saying, why is it always happening to me? Why I'm not lucky? I'm always have people coming and they're all the same, blah, blah, blah. You are not, it's not outside. It's not the people, the problem. The problem is what you're believing about yourself, and what you're believing also about the others, because your belief is what is shaping your world.
Mm.
And so by observing how you are shaping your world, you can change it and shape it differently if you want.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But sometimes, yeah,
But
it takes
sometimes,
time. No, it takes time sometimes to.
right, right. It definitely does take time. You know, you said something about childhood and certain maybe beliefs that we inherited, you know, since childhood. I recall last time we spoke, there was something about a link between food and love. Wasn't there
Oh,
like
yeah.
there was no love if there was no food? Or what was that link? I forget.
Uh, I don't remember because I think I passed. Yeah, that's quite okay now. That, but it was, yeah, probably something about the fact that if you don't eat something that someone prepared to you for you with love. Uh, yeah, I don't remember if it was in
Like
that.
like like you felt something like if I didn't eat, that there was a lack of love or there was no love
Yeah,
or
yeah, yeah,
feeling something.
yeah. It was something like that. Well, you know what? I don't remember, and that's a good thing because it shows that it's okay. Maybe it's fine now because I shifted my reality with that. It's,
Right. So what do you feel like were some of the beliefs that you had to switch, that you changed or reframed when it came to your path in pranic living, you know?
yeah. Well, well, I think pranic living is one of the biggest tool to shift those beliefs that we have, because it, oh my God, it's so big. These are huge beliefs. I mean, that. So, what was the question?
So for you personally, you know, in your experience, Stephanie, what was some of the beliefs or something that you had to change or reframe when it came to
Well,
deriving nourishment from other sources, you know, pranic nourishment in that way?
well, just the basic one. Just if you don't eat, you die. This is one of the biggest ones.
And you had that one for a while?
No, I had it. I, it took me. This one is shifted for many years, but the final thing was maybe last year when I realized that you don't eat anything. You don't need to ingest anything to live. So, but what other? sorry, I cannot find
It's
other.
okay. You said you came to that realization, you know,
Yeah.
and if you can recall, what led you to that realization? Like some people, they have these realizations through inspiration. Other people have them through desperation, you know?
Oh,
What
yeah.
led you to that realization? Yeah.
Well, for this one, there was definitely no desperation. That was fine. It was really joyful. And I think, I don't know, I think it came also by well, examples, watching other people, pranic people, just showing by their example that it was fine and okay, and by experiencing it myself, of course. But I don't know why I get stuck with this question. I cannot answer. There's no. I'm turning around, and so maybe I'm not still 100% sure of what I'm saying. I don't
It's
know.
okay. It's okay. No
Uh,
worries, you know.
yeah, that's strange. But I don't know what to say. There's a big blank. Why is
Yeah,
it so?
you know, earlier it was interesting. You were also talking, Stephanie, you were talking about what we focus on the longest grows the strongest,
Yeah.
you know. And when you're focusing on things, because you mentioned the things that you no longer focus on, right?
Yeah.
The things that you've uncoupled, that you've untethered, you've let go of the story, the drama, the act, the narrative. But what do you focus on? What do you place your attention and intention towards today?
Well, I think I have less and less intentions.
Mm.
I think I am just trying to welcome things as they are, and without judgment, and always with this point of view that this is just a movie, and we're still in this. But and so I have no. Of course, I think everybody's intention is just to get better, to feel good, and to feel one with everything and be happy. That's the but yeah, I think the only path for that, I don't know if it's only path, it's my path actually for now, is just to be okay with everything, not fighting against anything.
Mm.
And yeah, just be relaxed, and accepting that there are ups and downs, and it's okay. Even if you're not doing so good, sometimes it's okay. It's Yeah, it's part of the journey.
Mhm.
And I I think it would be boring actually to be just this light being, just no. A part of drama is fine. I mean, if you're just watching it, and not if you don't get caught up in it.
Mhm.
So yeah, I don't think I have. I used to want to be this, this bright and beautiful woman, just sinless, or I don't know what to say, pure, and all that. And no, it's not my aim anymore. I just want to live.
Mm.
That's what I'm here for, to live as a human being, because I'm a human being. Then eventually it may shift into something else.
Mhm.
But
Mhm. And it's interesting that even though that's not your aim to be bright and beautiful, you still are bright and beautiful. Like you're showing that, you know, in your
I,
essence to other people. you know, like that's what we see when we see
Mm.
you smile, when we see you just in your element, when we see you just express your authenticity, you know. And there was something I saw as well on your bio, and it talked about individual and collective uh, accompaniment towards freedom of being. Do you remember that?
Yeah, that must be my bio. Yeah, translated into English.
Yeah.
So that's
Would you translate that for me, like individual, collective accompaniment towards freedom of being? What does that mean to you?
no individual. It's just. Well, I say it's what I'm doing with people who come with the work we're doing together. It's just let go of all those beliefs that they have, that we have, and try to understand why they are as they are,
Mhm.
and um, and see what they can shift if they want to shift something. And so, well, it's individual because I do some individual one-on-one stuff and also some collective stuff. I mean, group stuff, group workshops and things like that. So that was, but then when one person is doing things for themselves, it will do things for the collective
Mhm.
as we are all one.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And Stephanie, I love that you're doing this work for people and that you found purpose in being in service in this way because, you know, as you say, you know, in order to know where you're going, you got to know where you are, you know?
Exactly.
It's like, what is the GPS? If you've ever typed in directions in your GPS to get somewhere, the first thing the GPS asks you is like,
Where
but
are
where,
you?
you know?
No, right.
You know, I see where you want to go, but where are you now? You know, and you have to type in, okay, this is where I am now, and then you type in, okay, this is where I want to go.
And that's
Now
where
I
we
can
go.
do
Yeah,
things, you
yeah.
know.
But I think you don't even have to know where you want to go exactly.
Okay.
You just have to know where you are now. And by knowing where you are, it will open something, open a path.
Wow. Wow. So we don't even need to know where we're going. We just need to know where we are,
Yeah, yeah.
and everything follows after that.
Hmm.
Okay.
Exactly.
Beautiful. You know, with your sessions with your clients, how do they differ from? I remember you talked about holotropic breath work,
Yeah,
and
right.
that was a significant part of you know your process as well early on, the holotropic breath work.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, this is one of the tools that really changed my life also. Yeah, it's because you go really, really deep into in what you are, and you can encounter so many things from your personal life, from your birth, from your ancestors, and also things from transpersonal things, which are not from your own identity, but with which you're connected in a way or another. And so yeah, you dive deep and understand a lot of things, and yeah, about who you are and what you are. So
Right.
yeah, this is a wonderful tool, and yeah. And actually, I will be in Miami next week for a holotropic breathwork workshop that I'm assisting a friend on his workshop. So
Beautiful. In Miami.
yeah,
Oh, snap. Awesome. The Sunshine State. You know, when you talk about that level of deep breathing and that specific breathing modality, how did that affect your reality, and what do you feel like it taught you about the breath itself?
well, this is an interesting question because in those modalities, because I'm using holotropic breathwork, which is a very deep thing, but also another kind of breathwork for, let's say, for shorter sessions. And the interesting thing is that breath in that way is really only a tool to make you dive into something else, to open your consciousness, to open the veil, and just find out what's in this broader reality of ours. And but for some people, they don't even need to breathe. It will just switch like this. You just go into trance just when you want. Actually, that's what I'm doing. I don't need to breathe anymore. It's okay, it's time to go. Okay, I go, and I just so. But breath is a wonderful tool because it disconnects the mind, and it's just let other parts of your brain or just take the responsibility of what's happening.
Whoa. So now, Stephanie, you saying now you can just switch at will?
At will, yeah.
Would,
Well, I've got some control. I'm not, yeah. So what?
would you call that a skill?
Oh, no. Well, I don't know. Well, it's not something very, it's not something that you use every day. So I don't know if it's good or bad or whatever, but it's just.
And we're not saying it's good or bad, but the ability to be able to just go, you're saying you're able to just, your consciousness shifts. What happens when you do that? What happens when you do that without the breath? Now you can just consciously go.
It's just, well, just go into an altered state of consciousness, in something wider, and where it's just as if I took some psychedelics and just go on a ride. And yeah, I can do it. I can do that on will. Yeah.
Instantly. Oh my
Quite instantly. Yeah. Well, maybe not. Yeah, but a couple of minutes. Yeah.
But and you're not needing any psychedelics to do this.
No.
Right. So what would you call that?
I don't know. Well, you have lots of people doing that, going into trance like that, and well, it's different from shamanic work. It will be a trance when you have a spirit embodying you. Well, for me, no, it's not that. I'm just traveling, traveling around.
And when you're traveling, is it a blissful experience?
It depends on what I need to go and see. I'm not directing anything. I have, we all have this kind of inner intelligence that will bring you what you need to experience, because it will be healing in some way. So yeah, sometimes it's blissful, but sometimes it's definitely not blissful. And but it's something that needs to be seen and to be addressed in one way or another. And but sometimes, it's just feelings. It's just it's just feeling that things are happening in your body, that you have some energy shifts and energy things, and yeah, and I don't know. It's but it's healing anyway.
It's healing. Okay. Yeah. So it's almost as if you let go of the training wheels. You said at first you were breathing and your breath would allow you to arrive. Mm-hmm. Now you can get there without anything. You don't even need the breath to get there. You're like, I'm already there.
Yeah. Well, I think it may be because I'm trained to do that. I mean, I've been doing a lot of breath work, so now I don't know, my body knows, my psyche knows that okay, it's time to go. I don't know.
Okay, so it's almost like there's a muscle memory.
Probably, yeah, maybe there's, yeah, maybe something like that.
You know what I love about you, Stephanie?
Oh, please tell me.
I love about you that you never close the door to possibility. You know, you're like, probably, you know, maybe. You know, who
Who
knows?
knows?
Maybe,
Who
you
am
know,
I to know
you
that?
never close the door, you know? You always leave the door open. The door is still open. It's
Yeah,
open. It's open to interpretation. It's open to, you know, conversation. It's open to whatever, you know, it's open. You know,
yeah,
you keep open mind. They say keep an open mind like a parachute because it doesn't do you any good clothes, right?
yeah, right. No, and there's no certainty in life.
That's the one thing we know for certain.
Correct.
No, so thank you. Just thank you for allowing us a peek behind the curtain, you know, let us know nothing is certain and to just embrace what is, you know, to allow what may be and to just appreciate it all. Yeah.
Yeah, right, right. And yeah, and just have fun. Even if it looks sad, even if it looks painful, you can still have fun. I know it's a bit, but yeah, in any situation, because that's life. That's okay.
Thank you. You know, before we go, Stephanie, if there's anyone that's encountering you for the very first time and they wanted to know if you had any services or any offerings, is there anywhere you'd like people to go to receive that?
Sure. Well, there's well, on Instagram you can go on my bio and you have all my offerings, but they will be in French, but I can also do it in English, no problem. So uh well, just message me. It's the easiest way. But yeah, because when I'm doing breath work, I'm doing a lot of well, I call it inner constellation and not family constellation as it's used to be called. I don't know if you know that. It's well, it's well, to make it short, you come with an issue you have, and it's usually a group setting, but we can also do it on a one-on-one, and you will take someone from the assistance and ask him to play yourself, to be your character, and then you will design other people also, and to play other characters from this problem of yours, and they will channel the energy of the thing, and they will act as if they were really this character of this problem you have, and you see how it goes, and you can you understand a lot of things, and it's very healing also because you can fix a lot of situations with that. But well, anyway, if you have Netflix, I don't know the name in English, but there's a Turkish show. um how is it called? I don't know the name in English. In French, it's Le Chemin de l'Olivier, but I know it doesn't have anything to do with that in English. And anyway, it talks about that, and it's really, really wonderful. But anyway, so that's one of the things I do. I do also channeling. Yeah, I channel things for people, and energy work, and well, lots of things. So.
Beautiful.
Oh, there's someone who say I watched that movie and I loved it. Do you remember the name? I don't know. But yeah, yeah, it's but anyway, yeah. So I'll be happy to talk with anyone interested in
Okay.
something.
Wonderful. Well, Stephanie, once again, thank you for making the time, you know, creating space to be here with us and sharing more of your story. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Jerome. So thank you very much for initiating that, and I hope to see you soon one
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
Are you do you want to go to, are you planning to go back to Italy next summer?
Definitely. Definitely.
Definitely.
Plan.
I am 80% sure of going there.
You're gonna be there?
Yeah, I hope so.
We'll see you there. We'll see you there.
Wonderful.
All right. Well, take
Okay.
care.
Yeah, so something with self, exactly. Yeah, yeah. But well, anyway, search Netflix, Turkish thing with self in it, and thank you, Fifi.
All right.
Okay, thank you, Jerome, and see you soon.
Au revoir. Take care.
Au revoir. Bye bye.
Bye.
Yeah, I'm the one stopping it.